the fall of 1960, I got a call from Harry. I had met him before, but I didn't know him well. But he invited me to come to Yale and consider accepting a position here. He gave me a good sales talk, even though we've been very happy in Seattle for 10 years, and I didn't think it would move. But he convinced me to come, and he spent a lot of time talking about his vision for the department, about the new research building, Klein Lab, which had been approved, and best of all, necessary funds had come. And with reception at Yale Chemistry that had a potential of being one of the best in the country. It was hard to be affected by enthusiasm, and he was clearly an exceptional person. So I spent a lot of time thinking about this, and finally decided maybe it was a good move. Marge was not as enthusiastic, but she went along with it. And I told Harry that we would come in 1962. Well, we had planned a sabbatical leave. And so in 1961, we took off for Germany to spend a year in Rudolf Krieg's Institute in Karlsruhe. Spent the year, 61, 62 years, an unemployed chemist. Fortunately, had a Guggenheim grant and a Sloan Fellowship, so that we had food on that table for that year. And in 62, returned, and I started my position at Yale. We were warmly received, especially by Helga and Harry. My students started arriving in New Haven to continue their work and watch the construction of the new Klein Chemistry building. An early problem appeared. Harry had promised that my students would get full credit for their cumulatives. Well, Dean John Perry Miller of the graduate school, which some of you may remember, he was a formidable person. He was one that you would say knew who he was. In his office, he had a chart which had names of universities and names under each category. There was one in red, one in blue, and all the rest were in black. I guess you could figure out which one was which, but he was very much into where we stood. Well, he didn't think very much of students from the University of Washington. No, they're not Yale students. So he said, well, grudgingly, he'd give us half credit. I didn't like that. And Harry, of course, he had promised me that we get full credit. Want to do something about it. Unfortunately, Harry had to go to Europe for a conference. They called hold of Bill During and said, you take care of it. Somehow, Bill During did take care of it, and it was all okay. The department had a lot of run-ins with this dean. And in exasperation one time, he says, you DuPont boys. He couldn't think of anything worse to call us. But Harry usually got his way, and he became King of Brewster's director of Division of Physical Sciences, so I guess the administration must have thought he was pretty good. After a few years, Bill During told us that he was leaving for Harvard, and shortly thereafter, Harry and I got together, and we thought about who we might try to get in the department. And we both agreed that the person we both would most like is Jerry Burson. Now we realized that there was a real problem here. He had just moved from USC to Wisconsin, recently had done that, and, moving is a pain. So we said, how are we going to get it? But Harry persisted. And with his usual charm and, salesmanship, he was able to convince Jerry to come. One thing that helped that the university also agreed that we could try to hire Ian Scott when he came. And so with that and with Mike McBride and Fred Ziegler coming into the department, we sort of looked like a good chemistry department in 1960. So that was very promising. Now, the department did have some strength in other areas, like Lars Ansager, Ray Fuas in physical chemistry, Dick Wolfgang, chemical physics, Ray Wan in physical chemistry, but there was a need for much more. And Harry strongly supported moving in the direction of modern inorganic chemistry, Jack Fowler and Bob Crabtree, strengthening chemical physics, adding Steve Colson and Al Smith, who not here any longer, but did good things for us, and X-ray crystallographer Rick Adams. And all these had done very well, and all the later appointments in these areas have also done well. And so his ideas have done quite well for this department. Now, Harry had real style. He was a man full of occasions. If we needed someone to give a welcoming address, we asked him. If we had need for support or understanding, we went to Harry. If we thought there was a potential problem in the department, we talked to Harry first. Harry was always available and always very charming. He's a first-class scientist, evidenced by his election at National Academy of Sciences. And as several people have mentioned, he was the notable editor of Tetrahedral Letters. And this combination of his science and his work in Tetrahedral Letters did raise the standing of the department in a large amount. It really helped. In all of these areas, he brought increased recognition, and in addition, as been mentioned before, he was a great artist. Many of us have some of his watercolors, and I consider them to be some of my prized possessions. He's a very good musician, as been mentioned. This Boom Busters included Lars Ansager on a one-string bass, and when Ian Scott was here, he was on saxophone. For a while, it looked like the requirement for becoming a faculty member was that you be a musician. I felt very lucky that my office was adjacent to those of Harry and Jerry. We had many good conversations. We usually had similar ideas. And I dearly missed Harry. I missed him when he and Elliot moved to Lexington, Massachusetts, and I still do miss him now.